Hi guys, welcome back. September 13, Canadian Swiss franc here, daily chart. I'm following up on our bearish position, bearish outlook. It's been a hell of a ride. I mean, we've done so well here, right? Let me remind you where everything started here when we were starting to chase price on the downside. We were noticing that head and shoulders pattern starting to emerge, right? Remember the head, the right shoulder. And we were already on top of a downside trend, right? That was the underlying, assumption that we have a major downside trend that started right here at the top. And price definitely build up a serious downside trend, but at some point it went upwards, and then we had that head and shoulders pattern that got broken. Now, if you remember, we actually follow here a higher time frame setup, as high as possible, a monthly setup, right? And according to that monthly setup, price should eventually reach the 72 level. But we did have a strong obstacle at right here at the 73.28. Remember this level? So when we noticed that price, we were like 250, I think it was almost 300 pip. At some point here at the bottom, right? And when we noticed that reaction at the 73.28, obviously price found this level to be a formidable support, right? It was unable to break through, and we quickly began to close the position. So we basically closed out 80% of the position right here in this area where price began to reverse, right? But I did leave a bit of a portion left on this position because I still believe that what we had here on the upside was kind of a local upside correction for the whole downside move that was preceding it, right? So, and you know what? I also was counting on this particular level. I thought that this level should be the last line of this for this upside correction, because that's supposed to be a strong resistance, and it was, and it still is, my point of reference, 74.60. You can see that the stop loss is relatively close to that level anyway. But as long as price remains below that level, and I'm talking about a weekly close rather than a daily close. I mean, obviously, the daily also seems to be respecting that level, right? We can see the close was 74.59 yesterday. The level is 74.60. So very, very close, just one pip, right? And you can see price price was already trying to challenge that level today, right? Just today, leaving a little bit of a spike, and you see now what's going on. Looks like this level is a strong resistance, as I suspect. The question is, are we gonna, is this going to break the upside correction and, a price will resume the downside move? That's the big question. Now let me show you again, let me show you the bigger picture, just the monthly chart that I was talking about just a couple of minutes ago. So here's the underlying trend that I believe we should see, right? Because we came from the upper section, spiking that 77.20, and I think we should basically complete the move all the way to the 72 level, right? That is our price target basically. So just keep that in mind, right? And now we can see from the weekly perspective how that 74.60 is such a strong resistance, right? Now, as long as price, like I said, as long as price remains below that level, there's a good chance we will see price goes back again on the downside, and basically, I think lots of potential for completing that move to 72, right? So we still have a bit of a position left. I'm gonna be on top of this very closely, and for every sign of price breaking that 74.60, that's where I'm gonna close out the position and look for opportunities somewhere else. We've done pretty well here anyway, but I think we can still do a little bit better if price resumes the downside trend. So we'll see how that goes. That's about that for this one. Canadian versus Swiss franc, still very much bearish outlook. See you in the next video.